right, guys, what's up, man? We back with another one, man. We just came off the Kendrick, man. You know, Not Like Us. Check that out if you haven't seen it, man. You know, apparently Drake came right back with another one. So I don't know how much longer this gonna continue to go. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm getting a little tired. I'm hearing.
I'm gonna keep it real. I have full transparency. I'm hearing that Drake said it's done or something like that. I don't know exactly what he said, but I'm hearing that he was kind of saying it's a wrap or some shit like that. So I don't know. We'll see when we get to the bars.
But this is great for hip hop, though. Great moment for hip hop.
This shit has been absolutely iconic. Big shout out, man. A lot of love for Drake and Kendrick, man. I know that y'all think we Drake bias dude. Go look at our Lost in Vegas. Type in Lost in Vegas Kendrick Lamar in YouTube and look at those videos. Watch those videos, man. We have said Kendrick is amazing.
Yes, sir.
He really is. He's an incredible artist, an excellent top-tier rapper. We think Drake is an incredible artist, a top-tier rapper. They both do different things. They both talk about different things, but they're great in those different things that they do. So this is two titans at the top of their game, in their prime, right? This is like Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence. I mean, it ain't looking like that, but this is like Whitney Houston having a sing-off with Mariah Carey in their prime. They kind of did, though, with that I do see miracles. Remember, if you believe. They was battling that.
Yeah, that's true.
But like 4 more of those, though. You know what I'm saying? This is like if Jay and Nas had continued. Well, they kind of did with like side tracks, but I mean full on back-to-back dishes with the world watching and social media involved. Like the type of like pressure and the level of pressure that they're under. No rapper has ever felt what they felt with social media being involved and all these extra shit. Drake going against 200-300 rappers and shit.
I'm telling you,
like Kendrick, man, the pressure was on for Kendrick
to
come. Like I had never seen him get busy and really get in the ring, and he is going so hard. I'm actually really happy that Kendrick went as hard as he did. And then in rock fans, this is like Metallica versus Megadeth having a fucking battle off song for song. Country fans, this is fucking Garth Brooks, I don't know, Tim McGraw going back to back, and who's the most country and where's the cowboy? I don't know what the fuck how we can incorporate it in battle form. Best country song back to back. Your country music is not on my level. Mine's is. And they said, you know what? Let's have a song off. And they faced off, right? We were talking about titans of a genre going back and forth with each other, saying one is better, and they're trying to match wits with their words to show that, right? So this was iconic, regardless of who you have winning and all that other shit. So let's just appreciate it for what it was and give both these gentlemen a round of applause for what they did here, man. So let's get into it, man. Drake, The Heart Part 6.
Now let me see you prove it. Just let me see you prove it.
All right.
Did Kendrick start Not Like Us? Like, what did he say? Something about somebody lying?
Yeah.
Something like that. Like he said that before, I think, on even on 616, he's like, somebody lying, right? So they're both starting tracks with Drake is like, prove it, right? Kendrick's like, somebody lying, right? Because there's allegations being thrown around. So these little nuggets in there that they dropping. Let me start it back up.
Now let me see you prove it. Just let me see you prove it.
All right.
Aretha Franklin, huh?
Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not far down. The ones that you getting your stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with is so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive, but you just never known affection. I don't wanna dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why this the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and now they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate.
Oh no, there's some shit being addressed here.
You know what I love about this so far, George, man?
That breeding resentment line?
Oh
That's what you
my
like?
God, I like that too.
Breeding resentment line is crazy.
That is nasty. That breeding resentment line is crazy because the whole scheme that Drake is trying to portray is Dave Free, his manager, has a kid by Whitney, his baby mama, right? So you're upset about that. That bothers you.
About her breeding and having another child with Dave Free.
Yeah.
Talk about breeding resentment because these allegations, you haven't addressed them yet.
Yeah.
What's up? What did he say? Yeah, he said, and why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Right?
Yep.
Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? Is that true? Is Whitney not following Kendrick Lamar, who is Mr. Morale, right? Mr. Morale. Why is she following your man, who's the general manager of your label, and not you? That's interesting. And then Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. I think that's the artwork of Dave Free leaving a heart emoji, and I'm assuming it's what Drake is saying. Leaving heart emojis underneath the pics of the child. So is he saying Dave Free left a heart emoji pic underneath a pic of a child? This child that Drake is saying that is Dave Free's child? Is that what he's saying? That's what it looks like to me. So again, we don't know what's true, but maybe that could be looked at as circumstantial evidence. I don't know if that, all we see is that a screenshot it looks like. We don't see that screenshot is underneath Whitney's profile. Right, so we don't know, but I don't know if that's something that can be looked up, or if you guys have already done the research at this point, because we are late on this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if that's, and in fact, if that's proven that happened, it is very strange that she would be following Dave Free and not Kendrick, and he's leaving heart emojis underneath pictures of a child. Not saying that means that they had a child together, but there is some sort of like something that might be there is the point that I'm making. So that's interesting. And Whitney isn't denying the allegations. You would think. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like
Or maybe she don't want to be involved.
Maybe she don't want to be involved.
But it's about painting narratives.
It's about painting narratives. That's true. That's true. And then he's saying, you haven't seen your kids in 6 months. The distance is wild. So he said that right before the Dave leaving heart emojis underneath the pics. So Master Manipulator. Then this is the big reveal, apparently, right? The big reveal is it looks like the daughter.
He set his ass up. He set his ass up. That's what it looks like. We don't know.
It was funny. I was talking to people, and people were just like, boy, you know what I'm saying? When y'all hear this, and, I tell you guys, don't tell us anything, and I can tell that it's hard. It was hard for people not to tell us, so thank you. So it looks like Drake is saying, yeah, that the daughter that Kendrick rapped about, right? And
Was all made up.
if that's true.
If that's true, that's a fucking... Drake is a diabolical motherfucker.
No. If that's true, first of all, I don't like that shit to begin with. I just hate that track to begin with, right? I don't like the Meeting the Grams. I think it's horrible.
Yeah.
If it on top of that, if he just made a whole verse about a made up daughter and it was set up by Drake. First of all, even if it wasn't set up by Drake and Drake just doesn't have an 11-year-old daughter,
It doesn't hit.
it just doesn't hit. That is a whole verse dedicated in a diss to something that doesn't hit, that was made up.
Yep.
That just nullifies all that. I don't want to hear it. That shit is nullified, guys.
Yep.
Come on.
But if that happened and he took the bait and this all shit is made up and they really... Dude, I really feel like that hurts Kendrick.
That's
guys.
that's just embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
It's just embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
That's
if
just the
that's
bottom line.
true. If that's true, I don't know. If
The
that's
bottom line is, if Drake doesn't have an 11-year-old daughter, I don't give a fuck if he did the setup or not. If Drake does not have an 11-year-old daughter, that is an automatic, that is just it's no debate now to me about that track. But that is, I don't know how anybody can defend that. I love the imagery and how this was rapped. And I do love the ominous nature of it. Well, George, you didn't like the ominous nature of what Kendrick did. I already know what y'all doing. No, I didn't like it because I don't think it was written well. I do think that this was written well, though. The Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped. I swear that I'm dialed in. I got your lines tapped. I'm dialed in. First, I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Dialed in, so where's the proof of the trial then? I just think he's rapping better, right? Where's the paperwork on the cabinet that's filed in? 1090 Jake would have had to take all the walls down. The streets would have had me hiding out in a small town. If I was the dude that did all this, bruh, I would have had to be. They would have had a witness protection program or some shit, right? I'm a war general seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. He's writing well.
And right there, that statement right there where he says, I'm a war general and I'm seasoned in preparation. And then he goes into this whole scheme about how he had the mole set up. And he took the bait because I knew you would take the bait. And I think this took a while to get to the point as well. But I think there's an exception. And the only reason why I give this an exception is because he's rebuttaling everything that Kendrick has said about him. And he's telling you, based on all of the information that Kendrick supposedly had on dirt on Drake, this is why he has the dirt, and the dirt's not real. So I feel like that takes a little bit more time to explain than they just punch you. Even though it's an explanation, he's punching the hell out of you because everything that you thought you had on me is now none and void, if that's true. Yeah, I think that's the exception.
But there is still slickness in how he put this together, though.
Yes.
Where's the paperwork on the cabinet that's filed in? 1090 Jake would have had to take all the walls down. The streets would have had me hiding out in a small town. And then my Montreal connects. So there's a beautiful slickness in how he's painting the picture of if I was this dude that you say I am, all this would have happened. Like, I'm Drake. Now, of course, just because he's Drake, I mean, we've seen big time these superstars get taken down.
Yes,
we have seen it.
Yes, we have.
So I love how he said it. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it, right? You know what I'm saying? We thought about giving a fake name and a destination, you know? But you so thirsty, you're not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in Advantage Studio, it's a celebration,
like,
right?
We got him, bro.
You got to learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration.
Yeah, they're like, thank God.
This the end of Drake.
We got him. We can't let this Canadian dude come in and take this shit.
Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, which is what Kendrick had used in Meet the Grams, right? You bit on the speculation. Yeah, I am a master manipulator. Yeah, because I tricked you into using fake information. You dumb and reactive. I'm petty with dedication, right? What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? This is slick.
Yeah, it is.
What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And then he went into, and why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations?
Yeah, man.
Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months. The distance is wild.
Yeah, buddy.
Mr. Morale, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. Then he said, instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. Woo! That's slick, baby.
Yeah, dude.
That wordplay in there, right? Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you on some grab your pen and then misdirect shit. Where's the proof, right?
And then he went into the kind of Mother I Sober line, right? Because he's on Mother I. He's like, oh shit, wait a second. That's the record that you said you got molested. You know, and fuck me, I just made the whole connection. Now, let me stop here for a minute because I know he kind of went in a little bit, and I like the way this was written, by the way, but let me pause before I kind of go into it. He's talking about Mother I Sober, which is the Kendrick Lamar song where I guess his mother got molested, and he's talking about how it traumatized him as well. It traumatized his mother, but it traumatized him as well.
Right.
And everyone thought, including his family members, thought that he got molested too.
Right.
But he said, no, I didn't. But it almost, the way he wrote that, I don't have the lyrics in front of me, but the way he wrote that, it sounded like his family didn't believe that he didn't get molested.
Did he touch you, Kendrick, right? They're asking
Something
him,
like
right?
that.
Yeah, something like that, I remember.
And he was
I
like, no.
think you nailed that.
And he's like, no, I didn't. That didn't happen to me. So I know Drake specifically says here, like, oh shit, that's the record that you said you got molested. He didn't say that.
No.
Kendrick did not say that in the song. At least I don't remember him saying that in the song. It sounded like his mother got molested, and he was just traumatized as well, like his mother was traumatized.
And his mother got beat up, I think, as well. So it was like a combination of things, right?
Right.
His mother was molested, and she was beaten up, and all this other stuff. So that was sort of like trauma transference to him, because he was being asked questions as a little kid about being touched, and it affected how he grew up and all this stuff, right?
So continuing on, he says, oh, fuck me, I made the whole connection. This is about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This is when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. And that's why these pedophilia raps shit is you're so obsessed with, so excessive, you know? I remember when I heard that, George, and maybe this is just me, when I heard that, I thought the whole time he was making a song about him getting molested.
Me too.
I thought the whole time, that's what it sounded like the whole time to me. And when you say, Kendrick, did you get molested? And you say, no, I didn't, but they didn't believe that, you know what I mean? Because they kept asking me. It almost felt like everyone got molested by this motherfucker, and you were the only one that didn't get molested. It almost sounded like denial to me. Like, I don't want to talk about it, and that's why you're still in pain about it, because you really did get molested, and you just don't want to talk about it. You're still in denial about the actual, rape that happened to you. So you're just blocking it out. Like, no, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I know he didn't say that. That's the way it sounded to me when I heard that. So that's what I think. I don't know. I don't know what Drake meant other than what the fuck he said. He said that that's the record you got molested in. That's not true.
That's the record that you said you
got molested in. Right. Yeah. So that's not true. I understand that that's not true. But when Drake said, oh shit, wait a second. You know what I mean? That's the record you got molested in. I don't even want to do this no more, because he goes into like, I don't even want to dish you no more. You know, I feel bad about it, you know? And he's kind of playing on that. And quite frankly, I felt that way too when I heard that song. I felt like Kendrick got molested. He just was kind of in denial. And that was a beautiful way it was written for a person that's in denial. That's the way I felt about it.
Yeah.
That's the way I felt.
I get you.
That's the way I felt about it. But I know he didn't say that.
Yeah, he didn't say
that. That's
the
way I felt about it.
And I love the way you worded that. I think you were very careful. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta be now, because these motherfuckers
Yeah,
are
I know.
crazy.
I know. They were like, he didn't say it, because I can just picture you guys now. Did he say that? Yeah, but I feel you 1,000% on thinking that that's where Kendrick was going with that song. I thought he was going to talk about himself being molested.
Right.
But really, it was about his mom
Correct.
dealing with that, and then sort of the emotional trauma the emotional transference of that trauma to him and how it affected him as he grew up. So we can only go off of what Drake said. He specifically said, wait a second, that's the record where you say you got molested. So that's a misstep by Drake. Now, if he would have reworded that and said, I think you were inferring that it was you. You know what I mean? Like some shit like that. I switched it up a little bit and kept the same lyrics. This shit would have landed really, really hard. Because then he went into the Touch My Body, Mariah Carey. You probably start reflecting.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sorry. The line is slick. It's slick. It's not. It's maybe in bad taste, but it's slick though. And this is a rap battle. So.
So he says, I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why this the angle that you really mess with. You know? He's all, just to clarify, I feel disgusted. I'm so respected. You know, I don't fuck with no young girls. I detest it. And I'm way too famous for that shit. And I think you touched that. Like, nah, some famous people been knocked down. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like he had to fucking address the shit.
One thing I want to give Drake credit for is that I think out of all the allegations and the mudslinging that's been thrown, if I'm not mistaken, you know what I mean, I'm on a spot here, I think it's the first time one of them has actually denied the allegation, right? Drake is denying that he was, any of the pedophilia or anything like that. That's what it seems like, right? What did he say? If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for this shit you just suggested. So that's his denial. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking young girls. So I haven't heard Drake's allegation shot towards Kendrick. I haven't heard on that side it being denied about the wife beating and Dave Freeze baby. So I got to give Drake credit for it and say, no, I did not. And I haven't heard anything on Kendrick's side either. Dave Freeze didn't come out and be like, man, come on, that's my man. Right? Because I would feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would feel like Ryan would be like, if it was Ryan, and Ryan was Kendrick or some shit, and they said it was me, I'd be like, man, no, that's my guy. Like, no. Me and Whitney have never done anything ever. You know what I'm saying? But nobody owes the internet anything. So
That's
just
true.
because no one's come out and said anything. You see how I play both sides? You see? just because no one has said anything and come out and publicly
Doesn't mean
said
it's-
it doesn't mean that anything that Drake has said is true. I just want to be clear. But it is suspicious, though.
But the line that I really liked a lot, he said, but that's not the lesson. There clearly is a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed, and now they got infected.
That was crazy.
That is a hard fucking line right
That was
there.
so crazy.
So when you say deep cuts, when you hurt yourself, right? Obviously, you get a deep cut on your arm, your leg, or whatever the case may be. You need to get medical attention, right? Or it will get infected, right? And as he's using it metaphorically, he's talking about deep wounds emotionally. You know what I mean? From maybe being molested, maybe Dave Free's kid. You know what I mean? This is really could be true because to your point, we don't remember him ever denying these allegations, right? So Drake is playing on this whole thing like, I don't even want to battle you no more. Now it's all making sense. You done been molested as a kid, and that's why you own this whole pedophilia kick, because of what happened to you. And then now it's coming to light that Dave Freeze might be one of his kids and shit. We don't know, but he's playing on that, the narrative, right? Playing on this whole narrative.
He started it by saying he's spiraling. Right?
Yes.
You're spiraling, right? So you're obsessively trying to say I'm a pedo
Right.
with no proof, by the way, with no proof. And it's like, it seems a bit excessive. Oh, I get it. It's because, you were molested. Now, I want to say something though, Ryan, real quick. Now, the line that we're at right now is these deep wounds, right?
Right.
And we know that Kendrick wasn't specifically molested, but Kendrick did say that affected him, right? That happening with his mom and all that, it affected
Right.
the way he grew up. So it still kind of partially lands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of this, partially, just like the Kendrick at the end of Not Like Us, he kind of said the same shit again, but I still gave him credit for it kind of landing because it was a fresh take. He was affected by the trauma from his mom being molested. So, of course he's going to be sensitive to pedophilia, right? So I'm just saying, I'm trying to be fair. So that deep wound shit still kind of lands because I don't want to act like we just going to negate that nasty line.
Right.
I still feel like that lands in addition to the Dave Free shit, right? Because that's a deep wound for Kendrick. Like, oh damn, my boy got a baby. I guess because he's on a spiritual journey, he's acting like it's cool and shit like that. We can still be friends and shit and do business together. I don't know. But I am deeply affected by the woman that my love of my life that I've been with since I was a teenager, having a baby potentially with
yeah.
someone. We're all playing on allegations and shit, guys. We don't know.
Right.
But it's how it's written, right?
So those are the deep cuts, right? The infection is the potential kid. The infection is now the world knows. The infection is the embarrassment. So that shit lands hard. Super hard.
But you just never known affection. I don't wanna dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why that's the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and now they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment, the shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents. But you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I slit your
That's
throat
how
with
you
the
punch,
razor.
nigga. That is how you punch. You take what this motherfucker say. Oh, the A minor. That's the hardest line you had this whole that in the AI shit. I gotta keep it 1,000. That AI line was fucking hard. That AI. I don't think Drake really kind
Of the whole battle.
of the whole battle. Yeah, of the whole battle. I love that AI line, man. That whole AI line that Kendrick Lamar had was fucking nasty. Directly behind that is the A minor line. That A minor line was hard. This is how you punch. Okay, cool. I'm gonna take that hard line that you got, because that was hard. So I gotta address it. That is the thing. When someone is punching at you, right? You don't just ignore the hard bars and just keep going. Drake's like,
You gotta
okay,
rebuttal them.
You have to. I mean, you don't have to do shit. That's what I prefer.
But your offense better be fucking lethal.
Yeah.
Your offense better be your defense.
I'm telling you. He said, you mentioned a minor. He's all, but niggas gotta be sharp. Who is it? You thought you left D flat. D major.
That was slick, man. That was slick as hell.
Let me take that A minor and play with it and show you this is what the fuck I do. This is what it's been for me, guys. When I know you guys think I'm riding fucking Drake's coattails and a fan of his and shit.
Because you're a fan of bars. That's why.
I'm a
That's why. You like bars.
I do.
We are on the side of bars.
I do.
And Drake just happens to have them, it seems like.
And if Kendrick was
Kendrick
doing the
does
other,
here and there.
and if I felt like Kendrick was just overwhelming Drake with bars, I would be the same way. I'd be like, I'll fuck with Drake. But yeah, Kendrick is barring this nigga's life.
Yeah. Let's get to it though.
Yeah, you know what I'm
mentioning A minor, but dudes got a B sharp. So you're mentioning that I'm with minors, and dudes have to, but dudes got to be sharp, be smart, right? You know what I'm saying? And tell the fans who was it. You know what I mean? Tell me, be sharp. Let them know. Let the fans know who was it. If I'm with an A minor, where's the proof? Is what he's saying. But again, the A minor, B sharp. Then he said, you thought you left me dead. You thought you had me flat. D flat.
Yeah.
Drake flat, right? But D major, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm still the man. I'm major, baby. But these are also, musical notes, right?
He's playing with that whole musical note scheme, man. That's how you punch, man. That's how you do it.
Yeah, man. That was nasty, dude. The infected bar line, though, is so fucking correct. Not infected bar, the infected line bar. When he said that them wounds is infected was nasty, especially if that Dave Free shit is true. But again, we don't know what's true, so we can only play with or touch on what was constructed well off of narratives that we have around. And that was really, really well constructed based off the narratives that they're both throwing around. Just like, Drake being a pedo. We gave Kendrick credit for the A minor line. We don't know if Drake is a fucking pedophiliac, right? We don't know, but we still gave him credit for having a slick line based off the narratives that was spun, right? Same thing here. So again, trying to give credit both ways, but Drake just made it more intricate.
That never healed and now they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents. But you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dawg, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later. I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't wanna fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people preach.
He kind of barred his life away on the low though, because it's such a melodic, it's such an ominous sort of soft track. And it just kind of feels like Drake seems to be just over the shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just kind of like, okay, he kind of seems like he's kind of whittling down a little bit, but it doesn't really change the fact that there's some crazy bars in here, man. I think that this is a pretty good balance of defense and offense. It seems like Drake is just kind of like, trying to make sure that he addresses the allegations. I think he's going a little bit too far with the whole I didn't do it and shit. I'm not with minors. I feel like you only need to say that one time, and that probably should be it.
Right.
Because he's talking about Millie Bobby Brown, which is still a okay line. But I do feel like it's a nice balance between defense and offense from what I'm seeing. Like he's kind of like, I didn't do the shit. All right, let me get on you now. You know what I'm saying? What about the Dave Free infected wounds, right? And then he's back on defense, and then it's back on offense as well. So I just want to kind of point that out.
So he started after the D major line, right? After the music notes scheme, which was hard. He goes into the Rick Ross shit, right? I'll slit your throat with a razor and do Rick Ross air like that one flight from Malaysia. So I know something happened with Rick Ross plane, like mechanical or something. Didn't he make a post or something or tweet saying that?
I don't know exactly.
Like
what
Drake
happened.
shit, Drake fucking crashed my plane or some shit, right?
So I think Rick Ross's plane has some sort of weird malfunction. I think. I don't quote me on that. I think. And, Drake is playing on that, though. You know what I'm saying? I do Rick Ross air like he was the one maybe behind it because Rick Ross, like you said, I think said it was Drake. He was joking, obviously, but it was Drake that had something to do with my plane malfunctioning, and Drake is playing on it. Yeah, I was behind it, but not really. So it was just a slick play on words.
Then he said, I'm your baby mama screensaver. I only fuck with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I never look at a teenager twice. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog. I'm not a peacemaker. That may not be true, or that may be true or not true, but it's just talking shit. He's saying, I only fuck with Whitney's. And not Millie Bobby Brown's. I know he had a relationship with Millie Bobby Brown's, who happens to be young. So he's addressing that, the young shit again. And he's making the play between Whitney and Bobby Brown, just...
and I think that they've all come out and said that. Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah.
I think they've all come out, just so y'all know. And I think Whitney Houston, obviously Whitney Bobby
Yeah, because
Brown.
that's where he's making it yet.
But I think they've all come out, a lot of these women, and said that stuff never happened. There's never been any inappropriate relationship. So when Drake is starting this by saying, where's the proof? You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. There's no proof. And also a lot of these women are coming out and saying nothing has happened. So just so you know, I think Millie Bobby Brown specifically and a few others have said no. You know what I'm saying? We've never had an inappropriate relationship. Just to add that.
So I feel like he's talking shit with your baby mama screensaver, and then he goes on a defense. We're talking about Millie Bobby Browns. I don't fuck with them. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking hit maker, not a peacemaker. I tear up all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? I make hits and fuck up your life in the meantime.
Yeah, Drake kind of got cold a little bit after that D flat D major line, in my opinion. You know what I mean? The slit your throat. I did. Excuse me. After the Rick Ross. Razor, do Rick Ross the flight from Malaysia, which I thought was amusing. The whole Millie Bobby Brown and all that, it's just excessive to me at this point.
I really didn't do it.
I didn't do it. Okay, say it one time. I did not sleep with any minors. That you're wrong, and move on. So he just kind of got a little cold. You're asking the extreme danger. Stop buying views and bot comments. He's insinuating that Kendrick's buying views and bots. I think they both are, to be honest, but that's another story. Then he insinuates that you should keep the paper. That's the shit you about to need for later. So I think he's saying his career is gonna be on ice or something like that. You're gonna need a little bit more money in the stash. So I don't know if that's some sort of weird threat, and then he said, I give a fuck about your streaming data, and you could drop 100 records and I'll see you later. So yeah, maybe when you meet your maker, that's okay. That's not a bad line, right? So he's saying, I'll see you later, maybe when you meet your maker. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's a threat that Drake is saying, I'll see you later when you're about to meet your maker. I don't know if that's what he's saying.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that's when you'll see me. When, you know what I'm saying, at the... Not literally, but I'm just playing with the right. bar here. You'll be in front of the gun. So up until the meet your maker line, he got a little cold to me. It got a little cold.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
He got a little cold, but we gonna keep it working.
But then he said, I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds into your nature. It feeds your nature. That's hard, man. That's hard. I mean, we don't know if that's true or not, but again, playing with narratives, right? You know what I'm saying?
And it has to be written slickly. Just so you know.
I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds into your nature because you're fucked up by nature. You like to fight in general. You're fighting the wrong person, you know what I'm saying? But you like to fight in general. So I don't even want to feed into that bullshit ass narrative because you on you're a piece of shit anyway.
Then he said, if you still bumping R. Kelly, you can thank the savior. That was hard. That was hard right there. Y'all get it. I'm sorry, man. That's dope. And that is dealing in what I believe is fact. I want to say I think that's a fact as far as
he said he would delete his music or some shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe Kendrick at some point, I want to say that I remember Kendrick saying that back when fucking streaming platforms was trying to remove R. Kelly. I think TDE or Kendrick or something like that, or basically what Top or somebody said that, Kendrick is not going to be, he's going to remove his music. If you remove R. Kelly's music, then you got Kendrick's removing his music from all streaming platforms. So I think the point Drake is making is that, R. Kelly's music's still on streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? We know what happened with R. Kelly. He is clearly dealing with underage women, right? Mm-hmm. And yet he's accusing me of being a pedo. So if anybody is in support of motherfuckers dealing with underage women, it's him.
Yep. And you calling me a pedophile is what he's saying.
Right. And he said, I don't know if we've gotten this far, but it said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. Mm. That is hypocritical, right? We calling people pedos and this and that with no proof. And yet there is documented evidence that you see that kind of looks like you're supporting pedophilia behavior. And R. Kelly been a pedo. We all seen him. Never mind.
And on top of all that, he said you can thank the savior.
You can thank the savior.
So Kendrick's supposed to be the savior, right? Of hip hop and for the culture and what's right and going back to Mother I Sober, right? It's all about him talking about what happened to his mother and how it was so traumatizing because he sees that this happens in families, right? And so he wants to be the savior of not only just in music, but just do the right thing in life. So he's like, dude, your savior saved R. Kelly.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's R. Kelly's music on the streaming platform.
Yeah, in Kendrick's defense, he does have a song, I believe, saying "I'm not your savior." Like that's literally what a whole song is on Mr. Morale, Big
That's
Stepper.
true,
So,
yeah.
so he's like denouncing being this perfect being on that song. I do want to point that out. But I think Drake is saying this is what the people feel, regardless of what Kendrick said.
Yep.
Y'all looking at him like he's this perfect black messiah and all this other shit, and look at what he's doing. That's extremely effective to me, guys. It just hits. All right, let's get back to it.
I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dawg, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later. I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't wanna fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music and your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon, no wonder you turn to clout chase.
He said it sounded like you sending R. Kelly commentary when he needs some paper. You know what I'm saying? Damn. I mean, you supporting the motherfucking lifestyle in jail. It sounds like you just sending him money and shit.
Exactly.
Damn.
Making sure he get paid.
Yeah, he good. You taking care of him. You know what I'm saying?
You meet your maker. I don't wanna fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music and your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon, no wonder you turn to clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer. I promise.
He said, I promise.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen working. You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist. And then you go and drop the West Coast one to try and cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if you wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit. But, you know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game. Like, you know, but just let me know when we're getting to the facts. Everything in my shit is facts. I'm waiting on you to return the favor, like.
Wait for you to spit some facts. Where's the proof? Prove that. It's like, prove that in the background. I like that one, man. I thought this was a little lo-fi. You know, he wasn't like a clubby joint. I like that he did this though, because I feel like a lot of the people that are on side Kendrick are like blinded by, you know, Drake is making all this club shit, you know what I mean? But it's just masking the fact that, you know, he's not hitting him with bars, which I disagree with because I still think he was hitting Kendrick with bars, but he's on some clubby shit. This was just, I'm going to bar you up and the beat is not going to carry it. It's just going to be, listen to what the fuck I got to say. I love the outro too, man. I thought that shit was funny because it kind of said a lot of the things I was thinking. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I've always thought that this was good for hip hop, for them to kind of go back and forth.
Yes.
You said that at the beginning. So I think that this really kind of showed some good exercise for both of them. I like the fact that he said, like, you getting this shit burnt the fuck out though. You know what I mean? Because I said that, like, man, it's getting tiring to go back and forth with these. So I feel like, I hope this is it. I really do. But I say that, but then if Kendrick drops some other shit, I'm gonna be excited. But that was funny, and I love when he said, we finessed you into telling the story that didn't even exist. And then you go and drop the West Coast one to try to cover that up. Yeah. That shit is exactly what I felt like. Outside of, I didn't know that Drake kind of planted the mole, if that's even true. I didn't know anything about that. But what I did feel like when everyone was like, oh, you got to hear Not Like Us. He dropped another one? I was like, yeah, he didn't want to let that shit sit at all. He didn't want to let fucking Meet the Grams sit out there because...
And he didn't want Family Matters to linger. That's what it felt like now, you know? But let's play both sides.
Yeah.
It could have been just Kendrick wanted to the strategy of it is to dim any light
Yes.
from Family Matters
Correct.
and to overwhelm Drake as well. So, but one could also think, like, I don't know if that one landed the way I wanted it to land, so let me come back with let me get him bouncing and shit, because that shit was like a snooze fest to a lot of people. In fact, some of you guys said that on our Instagram, they're like, Kendrick must have heard y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because he came back.
But, he was like, album dropping soon, no wonder why you clout chasing, you know what I'm saying, instead of doing hard labor. I like that line for a couple different reasons, man, because you do need to promote your album, right? And again, maybe
Taking the easy way out.
Yeah,
Like get into a little beef to get your album popping, maybe.
I think what he's saying, honestly, George, I think he's saying, you needed this beef to push your record.
Right.
You need me still. Even though you hate me, you
So
hate the
instead
way
of
that
doing
I walk, the way
hard
that I dress.
labor, right? You hate me, but instead of doing hard labor and making it pop yourself with your team and doing the old marketing trick and making your rounds and promoting it, you needed me to take the easy way out instead of doing it the traditional way, I think is what he's saying.
Whitney, you can hit me up later if you need a favor. You know what I'm saying? He was like, and I'll hit you back. And trust me, it's a lot safer. You don't believe that. I promise it's a lot safer.
So when someone says they can hit you back, they'll call you
Yeah,
back.
they'll call you back. They'll
text
get in touch with you.
They'll
They'll get in touch with you.
right?
Yeah.
But he's playing on the Kendrick beating his wife allegation. So, and trust me, when I hit you back, it'll be safer. Not literally hit you like
exactly.
Homeboy did. You know what I'm saying? So, slit little line to end it.
So my final thoughts, man, on this. I think it's going to surprise some of you guys, man. I thought this shit was off the chain. Actually, no, I didn't. I thought Drake did a good job rapping. I didn't really like this as a song, and I know that that's not what most of you guys care about. We're talking about the lyrics. And I think Drake didn't take any bars off in any of the songs. Push-ups, I thought was good, really good, to be honest with you. I like that a lot. I thought he lost his fucking mind in Family Matters. The more I listen to that, I'm like, this motherfucker was cooking all the way through, especially when he said, and just the whole way he put that together, like, all right, man, let me get serious, man, stop. Even though these motherfuckers are a joke, but let me rap for real. And when he changed up into that second beat, deep, that cadence and the shit.
Man City, man, pop the latch, let the door slide. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, all right, who else on the list? Who else of my so-called niggas? The way he constructed that, man, was like Thanos fucking wiping out the Avengers. That's what that felt like to me. Just like, all right, who else want the smoke? You know what I mean, since it's 20v1 anyway, let me just unload the clip. And with
Scratching them off the list.
this motherfucker, he annihilated it. And so with this one, I thought he still had a really good written diss to Kendrick and still stayed witty in his writing all the way through. I didn't really like the lo-fi beat. I liked that he did it for a diss, to show that, take the ammo out the clip is like, all Drake shit is just club bangers, and that's just masking the fact that he's not really rapping. No, he's really rapping in all of them.
He's always rap, guys.
Yeah,
Just
always.
so y'all know.
Yeah, in all of them. But let me strip it away and still rap and show you that I'm still rapping at a high level and still addressing all the shit. So I just think he's just more, when he says I'm a war general and I'm seasoned in preparation, it sounds like Drake is battle tested to me. That's what it sounds like. And that's what, every time I hear him, I'm like, yeah, certain people, I just don't know if I would test in certain things, And Drake is one of those guys that he has shown that he can battle rap. He has shown that he can do this and still hit you on some shit that you can listen to on a battle track. Back to back was hard. You could just play that shit. And he's dissing fucking Meek Mill the whole time, but that's a good song. You can fucking play it. Family Matters, I am bumping that. Even outside of this beef, I am going to be bumping that. Like that, I am going to be bumping that outside of the beef. I don't know if I'm gonna say that about anything else that I've heard in this battle.
What about not Like Us? You think
I'm gonna listen to that for the time because I like it now, but I don't think that's gonna age well.
Yeah.
Family Matters.
Yeah, that's just.
I can play that now. I know I'm gonna play that in the future, just like back to back. I'm like, yeah, he was getting busy on this shit, and it just bangs.
Yeah.
So this one from Drake, I'm not gonna play this again. I'm not gonna be bumping this over and over and over again.
And you've been clear about that the whole package mattering to you.
Yes,
It's
does.
been about how it sounds, even with Kendrick.
Yes.
He's been clear about beats mattering and lyricism, the whole package, right?
Yep.
So let's just want to make sure you
And
know.
I'm glad you said that because I know a lot of y'all is like, man, it's about what he said. Then the way I would like to hear it, if it's only about what you said, then just battle. Fuck the music, just battle. Get on the stage and just battle. Then I don't have anything else. I can't talk about the music because the music's not present at that point. But at the end of the day, I listen to music for entertainment. I like to hear it all. I don't like just lyrics, even though lyrics is most important in rap, I believe. But I still like the whole package. So this to me was a good diss. I thought Drake stayed on point. I love the fact that he really doesn't take a lot of bars off. He really stays pointed on task the whole way through. I thought he still stayed slick. I didn't like this as a whole song construction. I'm not going to be bumping that. But
So if that's the case, not like that versus this. What you got?
as a song, I think
No,
like
the whole package versus whole package. That's what you're using. The whole package, song, beat, everything, because that's what you factor in.
Yep.
You know, when it comes to
Whole package.
deciding what you like.
Whole package, I still think this Drake is better. And it's sad to say that because I like that. Not Horizontal.
Did I say like that?
You
I
did-
think
I
I,
think you did
I
say
fucked
like
you
that.
up.
I think
I
you
meant
did
to
say
say,
like
guys, not like us. I think I said
Not like us,
Not
yeah.
like us. Sorry.
Not like us. I like the beat better on that. So again, I'm gonna play that. In the short term, I'm gonna play that because I like that song overall better. Even though I still think Drake still wins the diss, but I'm still gonna play Not Like Us. You know what I'm saying? Because I just think it has a nice bounce, and I just can listen to that. So if you want to talk about who won, as far as a song that I'm going to go back to and revisit, I think they both won. It's 1-1. Well, I think Push-Ups I could listen to too, but I'm not gonna listen to that as much as I'm gonna listen to Family. It's Family Matters and Like That. Those two, I think I'm gonna play that shit no matter what I'm doing. No matter what's going on. Fuck the beef. Those two fucking just bang. Now, we want to say on some introspective shit, we want to talk about body of work and what Kendrick has done at Good Kid, Mad City. I don't know, man. I like a lot of Drake's albums, a lot of Drake songs. If we're talking about hit, Drake has more hits. I like Drake just listening to music and just having a good time. But when I go back to Kendrick shit, man, and I re-listen to some of his old shit, I'm like, wow, that shit was incredible. And I always get new nuggets, and I always digest the music differently when I go back to it. That right there, I don't know if any artist has ever done that to me. And I'm keeping it real. That's how you could tell somebody's great, man. Drake don't do that to me, but I love Drake and I love a lot of his music, but that's not what I look to Drake for. I don't know if the shit's over. I just hope it stays musical and it doesn't get on some physical shit, because I love both of these guys, man. I hope the best for them. I hope they can continue to give us great music, man. And whatever beef that they got, I mean, I know they throwing out allegations, but I feel like something happened to these guys. I feel like something fucking was just Drake fucking did something that really turned a lot of people's stomach upside down in the industry.
Yeah, why did everyone do that with Drake? That
don't
was very,
know.
very strange.
So hopefully they can get past it, man, and no one gets
So,
hurt, and we just move
out
forward.
of curiosity, maybe I'm not hearing. Who do you have winning this battle?
I'm not picking a winner, bro.
Oh, you're not picking a winner.
I'm not picking a winner.
You don't have a winner pick. I think they're probably looking for us to just say who we thought won. I think that's kind of where we're at.
But it may not be over though.
At the moment, let's just say it ends today. Who you got winning, bro?
Oh God! All right, let me go back, man. Let's count them out. Like That, because we're gonna start with Like That, right? Or no?
I don't know. After I said that on 616 video, I think Like That, people are like, oh, we're not counting that. I don't know what we're counting.
I'm gonna count it. Like That to me is just the best song that I have heard in all of these string of songs. Like That is just off the
crazy.
fucking chain. I love that song. So if I had to declare a clear winner as one song that won, I think that trumps everything that I'm gonna play outside of what was said, it's Like That. Like That is fucking hard. And if we're saying, okay, Euphoria versus Push-Ups, right? Mm-hmm. I think Push-Ups wins.
Interesting.
So I got 1-0. Even though I think Euphoria was Kendrick's best diss of this whole fucking saga. I think that's his best diss. Not best song, best diss. And I still think Push-Ups wins over Euphoria. So now we got 616 versus the AI track shit. I think Drake loses on that just because he used AI. A lot of people didn't like that. I don't give a fuck, but I know that a lot of people didn't like that, and plus he had to take it down and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna give the W to Kendrick, even though I thought he had some shit in the in that AI track, and I think he still kind of. I personally like that better than 616, but I'm gonna give that to Kendrick. I'm just gonna give it to him just because of the AI shit. So now we got Meet the Grams and we got Family Matters, right? Family Matters destroyed fucking Meet the Grams. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Even though he was throwing allegations out, Kendrick and all that, that just overall, lyrically, metaphors, double entendres, beats, flows, that is just an annihilation. I don't even think that shit is close. And I don't believe Kendrick thought the shit was close, which is why he came out with Not Like Us. He's like, no, I cannot let that shit, because that shit is, I am getting annihilated. Thank you for everybody, all my fans, you know what I mean, my super dick riders, thank you for keeping me up. Y'all kept me up like a motherfucker.
But I know the truth, though. And my homies is in my ear like, yeah, you might want to hurry up. And
exactly. And now it comes down to these two, right? It comes down to Not Like Us, and The Heart Part 2. And I just feel like this is just better written, even though I think Not Like Us is a song that I could play more. I could just bop to. So I'm going to say I'm going to give those two a wash. They both get points for that. So then Drake would still be the winner.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that would be
yeah, man.
3-2.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
Yeah,
What you got?
I just want to say, man, shout out to both these dudes, man. You took the words right out of my mouth about Kendrick as an artist. I don't necessarily agree with everything you said, but I do think that he is a great artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he has the best album out of any of these motherfuckers. Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole is Good Kid, Mad City. Clearly to me. Like, that's the best album any of these dudes have ever made. So I just want you to understand that I hold that album in very high esteem. And I think Kendrick has given us quality bodies of work. Even if I don't necessarily like them all, they're all high quality to me. Just because they're not for me doesn't mean that I don't recognize the blood, sweat, tears, and dedication that went into them. So just want to put that out there, man. This battle was not close to me. And I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. It just wasn't close, man. It's very easy for me because I'm really only focusing on the bars, man. Ether was a terrible song. Terrible song. And this is just me. I have never played Ether for enjoyment of the music, ever. Yeah. I've only played Ether just to see to go back and revisit some of the lines that he had for Jay-Z. But the beat on Ether is that beat is terrible to me. Horrible. But Nas was amazing. The disc on Ether was amazing, right? So that's literally looked at as by many as the greatest diss song of all time. Right. So I think, what does that tell you? For me, it tells you that I'm really looking at what the bars are. Who dissed the other person better throughout this entire battle. Yeah. And I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that, to me, that's Drake easily in this battle.
I agree with that.
Family Matters is by far the best diss track in this battle. If you want to talk about tracks and just the best diss, scathing and everything, just even the lyricism, just the best diss in general in this entire battle. Meet the Grams is by far the worst. One of the worst. That is not. I don't like that as a song. Yeah. I don't like that as a motherfucking damn sure don't like it as a diss. I just don't think that's good or written well at all. Like that. And on top of that, man, Drake better have an 11-year-old daughter. She better come out at. The clock is on. The shit is already a wash anyway for me in terms of like me thinking that track is just not good. So it was already beat. But man, if this dude is just made up an 11-year-old and got fed information by Drake and his team, I don't know who did it. Even if Drake and his team didn't feed Kendrick's team the information, and Kendrick somehow got that info and just started making an entire verse about a made up 11-year-old girl, that is an absolute destruction for Kendrick, in my opinion. Like, then it becomes, it's not debatable now. Then it becomes, it's just ridiculous to think to even side with that track.
Yeah, that's true.
That is an annihilation to me from Family Matters versus Meet the Grams. I didn't like the AI or the 616 song as far as the diss. I don't think he really dissed Drake. Yeah. So I can't really count that. I think Euphoria is his best diss. I think the AI shit is the best shit that Kendrick spit this entire battle. Yeah. That's just me. I thought what he did in there was nice. What he said, I got to add another line in there that we forgot in our recap of Euphoria when he said, let me make a dude bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crash out. We didn't touch. I did like that one. So yeah, that one. The Black Enough line, right? And I think that Not Like That would probably be better than Euphoria if he wasn't already rehashing what he had said with the Black Enough and saying and insinuating that Drake is basically a culture vulture in Not Like Us. He had already kind of said that in Euphoria. So that kind of puts it slightly below Euphoria. And I just think more in general, Kendrick just had, I love the R&B. He performed the best on Euphoria. Even if I don't like the voices, he performed the best on Euphoria. So that's the best track he has. And I still, even with Euphoria, I still don't look at that as a high-level diss. I don't think Kendrick has a high-level diss in this whole battle for talking bars. And I still like the AI shit. I think the AI shit is hot. I do. I like the angle. I don't like the way Drake sounded with Tupac. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you guys on that. But he rapped well in his own voice, and the angle he used was super dope. You know what I mean? I thought it was super creative on top of that as well. So I'm looking at what I really feel like is a very, very, very clear body for Drake. Clear. Yeah. Like, song, I mean, even the songs is better. Shit, Push-Ups is the second best overall diss. It's not the best diss, the second best diss towards Kendrick, but it is the second best overall diss in this battle. It's Family Matters, Push-Ups in terms of overall disses. Now, in terms of disses towards one another, I got Family Matters, and I got maybe Euphoria number 2. Maybe not even Euphoria number 2. Maybe the Heart Part 6 number 2. I'm gonna keep it real. I thought I thought this was clearly better than Not Like Us as a diss.
Yes.
I like Not Like Us as a song more than this, but as a diss, let's talk about the lines. What did I say in Not Like Us? A minor, right? That was a hard bar. He had the nail polish line, right? I thought that was a hard bar. He had the Lil Wayne, bitch apologizing. I thought that was hot. And then he had the he kind of brought back the whole colonizer thing. He had 4 bars in there that I thought landed, right? The nail polish line isn't a heavy bar, but it landed. The R. Kelly line, which I thought was super heavy, man. I thought that was a heavy shot for Kendrick, man, because you came at Drake about this whole pedophilia thing, this whole fucking battle, which might not even be true, by the way. And then there's literally like record of you and your team or whatever the case may be saying that you basically kind of support a pedophile. That's what it looks like. Not saying you support pedophilia, but someone who is a pedophile, who's just
got convicted.
He's in jail for being a pedophile. We're dealing with underage women. And there's record of you saying, fuck that. And this is after he's already been convicted, right? Like, I'm taking my music off. His music gets off. Now, I think you were in the vein of artistic integrity, don't get me, or something like that, like artistry and shit. We can't separate the art from the artist, but it looks really bad. So that was a heavy blow. And that is destroying the nail polish line and the A minor line to me. Then he flipped the A minor line and you said you got a B sharp, you know what I'm saying? And then you thought you left D flat with D major. So on top of like him kind of making him seem like he's a hypocrite with the R. Kelly joint, then he flipped the A minor line with the D flat, D major. This is just a lot, guys. I'm trying to keep it a beam. And then how he led into the infected wounds, right? That shit was nasty. The deep cuts, infected wound. He built that shit up and saying like maybe it's the, and obviously he's talked about, just like Kendrick talked about the colonizer shit, he basically talked about the same thing. Drake's talked about the Dave Free thing before. But again, like I said with Kendrick, you got to add like a fresh little wrinkle to it. Now, it still felt fresh the way Drake rapped about it, right? Deep cuts that never healed and now they got it infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. That's a crazy, what?
That line alone is crazy.
Come on now.
That line alone is fucking nuts.
Talking about breeding resentment, he said the dude had a baby by his man, and breeding resentment, you're resenting him breeding with the woman of the love of your life. That is a disgusting bar. I'm sorry. I don't care who you talk to.
And then the whole scheme, man, about him taking the bait, having a mold in Drake's camp, if that's true, and you fucking made up a whole song about a kid that I don't fucking have, you know what I'm saying? That shit right there, it's demoralizing.
Yeah,
that is demoralizing. That's true.
That is just a knockout blow. It's not even anything to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So if Drake doesn't have an 11-year-old daughter, I really feel I don't even know what we're talking about at this point. You know what I mean? Then it's just like little bars in there, touch my body, may have you reflecting. Now, I understand that Kendrick may not have been directly molested, and Drake did say when you got molested, but I do think that his mom being molested or sexually assaulted in a way did affect him. He said that it affected him, right?
Kendrick said it.
So in some way, that bar still lands. Maybe not directly, but sort of indirectly. So it definitely grazed him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's hypersensitive about the pedal thing. I just thought that there was just too much in this, man, that Drake beautifully crafted for Kendrick. That I just think it was just he just overwhelmed him a little bit, man. He went a little crazy with the whole being defensive and shit like that. But the bars, the infected, all these bars I'm touching to me are just heavier bars than what Kendrick had on Not Like That. One of them bars is just like a nail polish line. Like that's not fucking with the whole the wounds from Dave fucking your baby mama, breeding resentment.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
It is not close from a battle rap bar constructed standpoint, and it hasn't been close the whole battle.
I
Love
agree with
Kendrick.
you.
He's an all-time great, amazing artist. But I feel like this was just a clear W for Drake, man. I just think that he's just too seasoned with this, man. He knows how to battle rap. He knows how to construct entendres and punchlines, metaphors, and all these other things. And it's just the wordplay is just way too slick for Kendrick throughout this entire battle, man. So yeah, shout out to both, love them both. But Drake takes the W for me.
Yeah, man. I don't have much to add to that. I don't know if we touched this line yet. When he said even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication. I don't know if we touched that line.
Not in detail, no.
So on Meet the Grams, Kendrick has a picture of a glove and a sweater and like medication, Ozempic, and he's rapped about Ozempic, right? You know, and trying to dish Drake with the Ozempic lines and shit like that. If this information was fed to Kendrick and he used this information like, oh, I got him on, the gloves and the shit like that, and these are subliminal messages that Drake let him obtain this information.
And
If that's true,
these are sending shots he's sending at his rivals because the shirt said Shorty Collection.
right? If that's
Like
true,
Shorty Collection.
do you know how demoralizing that is for you to construct a whole scheme, a whole song, and songs plural based on information that's not even true? That right there is just demoralizing, man.
Yeah.
And the joke is in the medication. So I fed you this, like, when you give somebody medication, you give them medication so they can get better. Yeah. But the joke is in the medication. I gave you all this shit that you thought you were going to use against me, but the joke's in the medication. I'm killing you softly in the medication. I gave you rat poisoning, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I gave you shit to kill yourself with.
Hip hop heads, man, the people who've been following battle rap that really know what's going on, man, the people that break this thing down. There's no way that you can look at this bar for bar and say that Kendrick, if you really get into them bars, there's no way. Now, if you want to factor in performances and artistic vision and all this other shit, okay, if that's how you got it, that's how you got it. But we talking bars like it's always been judged based off of the lyricism and the person, what you are saying to diss the other person. This was clearly a W from Drake. And listen, man, shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Drake, man. I know that everybody's in an uproar. Y'all not gonna like this one either. That's okay. This was an awesome experience, though.
It
man.
was,
Seriously,
man. Great for hip hop.
It was.
It was a big moment.
Awesome experience. We appreciate the love. I know we got specks of love in there for the people that have been holding us down in the comments, trying to say, hey, give them a shot. We appreciate that. I would say, even if you don't like all the disses and don't think they're the best disses lyrically, this is probably the greatest moment.
Yes, it is.
Like, up there. Like, I mean, Jay and Nas went back with two big time disses. That's probably the biggest clash of Titans there. This is a clash of Titans that went back to back to back to back.
Round for round for round.
While Drake was battling everybody else in the fucking industry, and Kendrick, came out, and J. Cole apologized, and all this shit that happened. I just want y'all to sit with this and take it in. And also, I want everybody to sit with these disses too. Sit with them. When the dust settles, some of this shit, Drake comes out like he's a pedophile. Kendrick comes out that Kendrick beat his wife. You know what I'm saying? That can change. So, matter of fact, this is a pending W. Let me save myself.
That's
right?
true.
Let me future-proof myself.
Yeah.
Okay? This is a pending W for Drake. Okay? Like, if some shit come out about him fucking with underage women and stuff like that, nah, hell no. That's
you can't support it.
No. It's
Bars
an L.
or not.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
No, I cannot separate the art from the artist. No, that's an L. So, pending W for Drake. You know what I'm saying? And if the same shit with Kendrick, man, if some wild shit comes out about him, it's already an L, but it's really bad for him. So, man, that's it, man. Shout out to everybody that requested that's been rocking with the channel, who's left and shit. That's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, DEAF2 Radio. That's our Instagram. The information for that will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost to Vegas.
We out.